Hello and welcome to the last module in our Angular series. As mentioned to you in the last session, there are a few things we need to tie up. So let's say, for example, the user types in a wrong route or a misspelled route. Okay. Then what happens is the screen presented to the user is something like this, right? And as you will agree, this is not very user friendly. So what we need to implement is what is called Angular's wildcard route. To do that, just come to your Node.js command prompt. You know what to do. Once you're at the prompt, change directory to your project directory. Okay. And once you've changed directory to your project directory, generate a new component. And let's call that page not found. Okay. Press enter. The component will be created. Once it's created, load your project. Okay, you can do that simply from here by just typing in code space dot, as you know, right? Once the project is loaded, then come to your app routing module file, import the component, right? And then put in the path. You can see the path here is indicated by 2 asterisks, and that's the wildcard. That's the wildcard route. Okay, so what will happen is the router will go through all the paths, and when it finds that none of them matches what the user has entered, it will fall through to the last one. And therefore, the wildcard route should be the last path in your array of routes, okay, or in the routes array. Now, of course, we need to put in an appropriate message, right, to indicate to the user that there's no such page. And then, of course, redirect the user to the store. So come now to your page not found component view file. And we'll begin by just putting in a simple div. Okay, and then that div will have a styling class, right? And then we'll have a heading, h2. And that heading will simply be page does not exist. We'll have a horizontal row, which will just be a line running through the width of the screen. And then we'll have a div, right? And this too will have its own styling class, right? And we'll have an anchor tag within that, right? And of course, that anchor tag will have a router link, which will redirect the user to the default path, which remember is a store. And of course, we need to put in a message there, say click here, right? So that's the link to be redirected to store. So the user will click on this link and then of course be redirected to the store component, right? Now of course we need to put in some styling. We need to style this main div. We need to style the little div, and then we need to style the heading, the anchor tag. So let's come now to our CSS file. Okay, and just put in the styling for the anchor tag, that little div, the heading, and the main div. You can change the styles, to suit your preference. Okay, once you've copied the styling, remember there is no logic here, so the class is actually got nothing there, right? We need to now compile. Okay, so come back to your Node.js command prompt and just type in ngserve, right? Press enter. Once the compilation is done, we can test this out. Okay, so let's type in a wrong or a wrongly spelled route. Okay. And we should get this message. And then this is the link. We click on that. and we are redirected to the store, right? Now another thing we need to take care of is if we as developers have a component but we haven't done any work within that, right? But the user wants to see, or the client wants to see, a rundown of what we've done. Okay, so I've taken here, for example, our services. You can go ahead and create that component. There is no need to stop the compiler, just start a new instance of the Node.js command prompt. Okay, so you just type in node.js there, right? Command prompt. Okay, click open and you'll have another instance. Okay, once you have the other instance, then what you need to do is just come to that one, change directory again to your project directory, and ng generate component our services. Okay, press enter, the component will be created, right? Once the component is created, we need to come to your app routing module file again, and we need to import that component. So import our services, right? And then put in a path. Okay, right? Once the path is put in, come to your app component HTML file and put in the router link for our services. Okay. Don't forget to put in the break tag after that. Right, now once this is done, come to our services HTML file, and this is what we will see. So if we run this as is, right, if I click on our services, that's what we see. So that's again not very user friendly, right? So we could change that. What we'll do is we'll go to the logout component HTML file and we'll just copy the same block of HTML. Control C, right, and then come to our services view file and you can paste that here. Okay, so Control V, and then of course you can delete the original paragraph. You need to change the styling class. Let's call it our services, and we need to change the message. So let's just make that work. Let's just say work in progress. Please check back later. Thank you. Okay. And for the styling, what we'll do is we'll take the same styling as the logout component. So I changed a few of these properties. You can do the same if you like, or you can keep the original. That's up to you. You can put in different properties as well, right? So I'm just going to copy this now and use the same styling for the our services component. So come to the our services CSS file and we just copy that there, right? Okay, so now if we go and look at it, this is what it looks like, right? So there's another way to do this. Just come to your Node.js command prompt, and the way to do it is by introducing an Angular guard or a route guard. All we need to do is type in ng generate guard, and you can call it whatever you like. I've called it secure, right? You can call it protector, for example, press enter. So by doing this, we can attach a guard to the route in our app routing module file. Okay, so there is basically different types of guards. There's can activate, can deactivate, resolve. We're going to use can activate for this one. Okay, so Angular will now ask you which interface you want to implement. We will select can activate. Okay, so just press enter, and that's it. Now if you go to your project, okay, you should see in this explorer the protector guard. Okay, you open that, this is what you'll see. Now I had already created one earlier. Right, so you can open your guard and do the same as I'm doing. We start by importing router. Okay, and then we put in a constructor, and within the constructor we specify router there, right, so that we can use it. Then what we'll do is we just put in a console.log statement. You can just say protector activated, for example. Put in an alert saying this route is not accessible. And we now use the navigate method of router, okay, in order to redirect the user to the store. Okay. And finally, we say return false. Now come to your app routing module file and import your guard. So import protector, for example. Right, so you just type in import protector. Right, so you'll get the queue there. Right. Okay, and then what you need to do is alongside our services, put in a comma there and then say can activate. Okay, right, and then we'll put in a colon, put in this array sign, and just specify the name of the guard. So mine is secure guard, right, and that's all. Now I need to compile this, right. Once compilation is done, if you run this now, select our services, you get the message, and of course then you're redirected to the store. So this ends our Angular series. The next series will be based on Python. I look forward to seeing you there. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye.